Hello lovely dancers, my name is Aisha and welcome back to Belly Dance Tutorials. In today's class I'm going to talk about how to add emotion to your performance. As you can see, this video is going to be different and special from the others. We are not in our home studio, we are out here in the nature. We are in the beautiful Rocky Mountains in Colorado, United States, at about 7,000 feet high or over 2,000 meters high. We are on a little vacation, and being here in the nature really inspired me to do a video about the inner feelings, about emotion, and how to take your dance to the next level. I would say that this is an introductory class to this topic. I hope that my video will inspire you to explore further this topic and to study it by yourselves. First of all, I would like to start with saying that dance as a performing art will elicit emotion in your audience, in your viewers, and you will express emotion, your inner emotions, no matter what. Even if you don't want to or if you don't know it, but you will express emotion. Now the tricky part is how to harness that, how to make it work in our advantage, and how to add emotion the way we want it, where we want it, to make the best of your performance. Emotion has a lot to do with acting. We as performers, we need to incorporate acting skills in our routine, in our show. And this is something that we have to learn and to practice. It doesn't come natural to many of us. So it's really something that we have to study and spend time on. When we express different kinds of emotions, we go a lot by the melody. We go a lot by the song and sometimes by the lyrics. So the song actually will guide us on how to incorporate emotions and what kind of emotions to incorporate. Most of the time in belly dance we don't dance to the lyrics. Occasionally we do, but we go more by the melody and the feeling of the melody, and that's how we want to express in our dance. If we want to go by specific emotions, specific words, specific gestures, we really need to know the translation of the song or the lyrics of the song if you know Arabic. But those words are very specific in certain phrases in the melody, and when we express a gesture trying to illustrate that word, it has to be right then in that moment. So you need to know words like hob, which means love, or elbi, which means heart, and when you point to that, to the heart, it has to be right then when the word is spoken in the song. Most of us, the Western dancers, don't know Arabic, don't speak Arabic, but we can get the lyrics of the song and the transliteration of the song, so to know exactly which Arabic word means what. So we need to make this little effort before we try to really dance to the lyrics. But again, as I said before, most of the time the mood of the melody will guide us on what kind of emotions to create. Before I go any further, I would like to mention the François Delsarte method. If you get the chance to study this method, I would highly recommend you to do so. It's a method used in dance in general, as in acting, but it's very useful for belly dancing as well. Delsarte developed this method of moving in which we create certain types of emotions with various body parts. Each joint, each body part will express a certain kind of emotion, and there are 3 categories in particular: vital, heart energy, and intellectual energy or head energy. There is way more to say about that, so I won't be going into details, but please read about it or try to go to a workshop about the François Delsarte method because it's really, really useful. It has to do a lot with what body parts initiate the movement, and from the get-go you will get a certain emotion in your viewers. Now let's get started with the most obvious part, which is the face. When you think of incorporating emotion, you will think about the facial expressions, right? This is the most obvious thing. With the face, of course, you can incorporate sadness, right? You can incorporate playfulness, joyful, surprise, all kind of emotions ranging from negative to positive emotions. But you really have to practice this. You have to practice these facial expressions in the mirror and see how they look on you, because sometimes they don't look good on you, really, or they are too exaggerated and they look fake. So really try to look in the mirror and incorporate facial expressions, practice them, like playfulness, like a little surprise. Yeah. I have my eyeglasses now, so you cannot see my eyes too much, but I don't want to emphasize the facial expressions right now. Of course, heartache, longiness, sadness. Yeah, so really play with this. I don't want to spend too much time on facial expressions because I would like to spend more time on body movements, because they are very versatile, and as I said, you express emotions with your body movements no matter what. And here is something that we can work on and we can explore further. So in the next part, I will talk more about the body movements. For the second part of this video, we are filming at the Bear Lake, a popular destination for visitors in the Rocky Mountain National Park. Now let's talk a little bit about the head movements and how you can create different moods and different emotions by simply moving your head. Actually, you can use the head to create a lot of drama in your dance. And it is said that controlling the head movement is pretty difficult, and it comes after you are able to control your arm movements. So with the head, you can create different moods. For instance, if you just lean your head a little bit, like tilting forward and sideways a little bit, you can create a feeling of sadness. If you're moving, like nodding your head from side to side, this creates a lot of playfulness and joyfulness in your dance. The sudden movements of the head from left to right or up and down creates lots of surprise, the element of surprise, and a lot of interest to your dance. For instance, if you have some accents in your song and you do a sudden head movement to one side, for instance, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, or accents from down to top, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yes, can be up and down as well. So if you have like body accents, 1, 2, 3, and down, 1, 2, 3, yes, so you can create a lot of drama by just moving your head from side to side. And you can also change your gaze suddenly to another part of the audience to, create the element of surprise for those people. You'll be like dancing here and looking away and dancing this way. All of a sudden, the move in your dance phrase is going to change. Another way that I can give you an example of, if you are turning your back to the audience, but your head is slightly turned to the side, it's different than when it's completely to the back of the stage. Yeah. So yeah, just play around with the head movements, just try to incorporate various head movements in your dance routine. Oh, another one is when you fold forward and then you suddenly raise your head and gaze. It creates, a different mood. Usually these sudden movements happens when the mood of the melody changes. So you are emphasizing the changes of the melody, the mood of the melody, by um, lifting your head or by changing your gaze to a different direction. Yeah, so it's not that hard actually. Just think about it and just try to practice with the head movements, adding head movements to whatever routine you have, and all of a sudden it'll look much different and more sophisticated. Um, Now for the third part of the video, I'm going to talk about arms and how you can create lots of emotion and expressiveness in your dance by using the arms, and probably will find another location for that. Welcome back to the third part of this video. We are filming now at the Sprague Lake in the Rocky Mountain National Park. We are at about 9,500 feet high, which is almost 3,000 meters high. And we're going to talk about arms in belly dance. In my opinion, the arms are the most expressive parts of the body. You can do a variety of moves with the arms. You can express a lot of feelings and emotions and mood with the arms. Really, the possibilities are endless when thinking about arms in dance. We are moving the arms pretty much all the time in belly dance. And we are creating soft movements, we are creating shapes, right? We are creating frames. But to express emotions, we need a little bit more than that. When the lyrics talk about the heart, which is LB in Arabic, we can definitely point toward our heart with the hands. When the lyrics talk about the head or about to forget you or to remember something, we can definitely point around the head area. We can also do more dramatic gestures with the arms. I like one that I learned from Rakia Hassan, which kind of looks like that. It's like when you had enough, when you're done, when it's like over. Yes, it's a very dramatic movement. You can add movements like stop. Yeah, when you had the ending of a phrase, of a musical phrase, and it ends with a doom, with a strong sound, it's gonna be like stop. Yes, very dramatic. So, but you can also use softer movements to express certain moves, like when you bring the arms forward. Yeah. So this is very like a lot of feeling here. It's very emotional. It's a very emotional move. So yeah. So try to look at other dancers and see how they use the arms. Try to look up the lyrics and see where you can use gestures related to the lyrics. And just play around with the arms. When you have a choreography, a routine, just try to pay more attention to the arm movements. Try to add more dramatic movements to the arms, or just improvise. Just improvise and be aware and mindful of where your arms are and how you can use them to convey more emotion, more feelings, how to convey more expressive movements. So I think that's the short video about arms. I could do probably 2 hours of a class only on using arms for emotions, but I don't want to go that far today. But in the next one, we'll talk about hips and legs in belly dance and how to express emotion with these body parts. See you soon! And now for the final part of this video, we are filming even higher in the Rocky Mountain National Park. We are at over 10,000 feet high or over 3,000 meters. We are really close to the tree line. If you look around in that direction, you will see the alpine area, really close to the peak of these mountains. We are close to the road. There are not many places to stop around here, so you may hear cars passing by, so I'm sorry about the extra noise. Now let's move on and talk about the hips and legs in belly dance and how you can use these parts to create emotion. First of all, I would like to start saying that the hips are very emotionally charged in Egyptian styling. As one of my previous Egyptian teachers said, love resides on the hips in Egyptian culture. So, and sometimes they use the expression, I have you on my hip, or I have you on my hips, meaning that I care about you. And if you watch Egyptian dancers, they move the hips pretty much all the time, from strong movements to really subtle and soft movements. One thing I want to say about the hips, how to express emotion. When you have something really emotional in your song, either lyrics or melody, and you try to express emotion with your arms and face and gaze, you're going up, something along these lines, you have to move your hips. You have to do strong shimmies. My Egyptian teacher used to say, if you're expressing emotion with your face and arms, your hips have to go like crazy. So really it has to be like this, right? So incorporate hips on strong emotions, even if you don't hear it in the sound necessarily, like kanun or drums, but the emotion is there. Now about the legs, what we can do with the legs is to do level changes. You can go down or up, yeah? So if you have a heavy downbeat and the energy drops to the floor, you can use the legs, right, the knees, to just fall down. You're gonna drop down. Very strong emotion. Or the opposite, you may come up on your toes when it's uplifted. So if you go like up, yeah, a little accent here, or with a little body roll, you go up on toes, and that creates a different mood. And another way, and that's the last I want to say about that, is to use your heel. Sometimes you can do heavy down accents just by dropping down on your heels. Is very earthy, used a lot in folkloric styles, but not only. So just explore the heel movement and see how you can change the mood of your dance by just adding a little drop on the heel. Now that's about it, folks. I hope you liked my impromptu video here in the mountains. We are on a little vacation in Colorado, as I said before. We decided to do this video here pretty much impromptu. Everything is unscripted. We pretty much took only one take for every segment, and I know we had some bloopers along the way, but it was fun. I hope you enjoyed the content of this video, but I hope you enjoyed the beautiful nature around us. You enjoy the scenery. Let me know in your comments if you liked it. Let me know in your comments if you want to know more about emotions in belly dance. Hopefully I'll do more videos on this topic, and I will dive deeper into the details of expressing emotions in belly dance. Meanwhile, let me know in the comments if you like to see videos that we take in other environments other than my home studio. Let me know your suggestions, your comments. I hope you will join me next time again. I hope to see you again. Until then, continue to shimmy anytime and anywhere. See you soon. Shimmy, shimmy.